Dear learners, welcome to the session Scope of History. Learning objective of this session is to develop the understanding of the scope of history. After completing this session, the learners will be able to acquaint themselves about vast scope of history. What is the scope of history? By the term scope, we mean the breadth, comprehensiveness, variety, and extent of learning experience provided by the study of a particular subject, and a brief account of the development of history as branch of knowledge will reveal the immensity of its growth in depth and extent. What was once only limited to local saga has during the course of centuries become the universal history of mankind, depicting man's achievement in every field of life. There was a time when history a mere was collection of legendary stories, heroic ballads, and folk talks, meant to be recited for their moral value and at the same time to delight the audience. But today, no phase of human activity falls outside the field of and jurisdiction of history. The subject of history today includes not only a study of the political activities of man, but also a study of his achievements in the physical, social, economical, religious, philosophical, literary, artistic, cultural, industrial, technological, and scientific fields, right from the beginning of human life on this earth up to the present day. Its scope is vast. It is the story of a man, a study of the totality of his behavior. Its scope is also wide and long. In fact, as wide as the whole world and as long as the existence of man on this earth. It may be very easily concluded from the scope, as explained above, that the subject of history has no frontiers and that it is a limitless and fathomless ocean with no ends in view. So, we can classify the history in the following ways. Now, let us see the classification of history on the basis of geographical boundaries. We have divided them into four types: local history, regional history, national history, and world history. Let us see what is there in local history. The mention of local places, persons, events can bring to many topics in a history course or sense of reality and vividness to a lesson. Well chosen local details add vividness. It can lift national history in the reality. The best approach to history lies through the history at our doors. Local history can be means of developing valuable activities outside the classroom. Keen pupils can run a society for exploring places of historical interest, collecting or making photographs, maps of local places. The study of local history is helpful in the following ways. Local history creates in children a respect for their own customs and traditions. Customs and traditions reflect the habit and moral life of locality. A study of local history will create sympathy for the life of poor and for the life of locality also. This will enable him to understand the existing local problems. Local history fosters among its students the true scientific spirit. Observation will give them a chance of forming their own ideas. Students will also find that history is based on true events. Next is regional history. Every nation has divided into various states and the states into various regions. Such classification may be useful from the point of view of study, but in the present age of internationalism, it may prove harmful. It leads to narrowing down of the outlook. Teachers should teach the regional history in such a way that it does not develop regionalism or provincialism in the mind of pupils. Next is national history. The world has been divided into various boundaries known as countries or nations. National history is necessary to create love for nation and national integration. Every nation has valuable heritage. There are great men whose deeds are contributed in the world development. They have sacrificed their lives for their nations. The story of great men can create proper love for nation in the minds of pupils. The teacher should take care that the history of the nation should be taught on the background of world history. He should remember that his nation is a part of world. He should not create the feeling that my country is right or wrong in the mind of pupils. He should create love for his nation, telling the importance of other nations also. He should create the sense of international understanding in the minds of people. So, the last classification of this basis, that is geographical boundaries, is world history. History, as we know, is the complete story of human evaluation. It is not just evolution of the Indians, the Chinese, the Greeks, and so on, but of the humanity as a whole. Since the rise of civilization, no country has ever lived in strict isolation. The Indian architecture at many places exhibits the Persians and the Greek influence. The world learned geometry from the Egyptian. Thus, for understanding Indian history properly, it is essential that a background of world history is given for the proper explanation of events and happenings in the India. World events and happenings must be understood. Next, let us see classification of history on the basis of time. So we have history of the early ages, history of ancient ages, history of middle ages, history of the modern ages. So history of ancient ages, that is after Stone Age, man straightened to develop society. He progressed in arts and literature, in religion and social acts. Ancient history deals with this time. History of the early ages, the history deals with times when people lived in Stone Age. That was the time when men had started to live on this earth. It was difficult to get food, clothes, and place for dwelling. Man had to take hunting to satisfy his hunger. Children should be acquainted with these circumstances so that they may have knowledge of the development of the civilization and the struggle that the man had to face in his early years. Next is history of the Middle Ages. During this period, human civilization progressed a good deal. From the Indian point of view, this is called the period of Rajputs and Muslims. Religious and political activities were developed a lot. Next is history of modern ages. This period in the period of the highest development of culture and civilization. Various political, social, economical, and religious changes have taken place during this period. Science, literature, arts have worked wonders. It is an age of Sonoy. It is the age of space conquest. Man has established his supremacy not only over the nature but also the space as well. Next is the classification of history according to the conditions and circumstances. First is political history. Before 19th century, the history was written on only political grounds. But at the advent of 19th century, history became scientific. Karl Marx changed the form of history. He included the deeds of common man in history. Along with political history, social traditions, cultural events were also included. Next is economic history. Since Karl Marx, economic history has achieved a significant place. Karl Marx very clearly laid down that it is the economic condition that determine and influence the progress of society and the human beings also. He has given the central place to economic history. Next is religious history. It is said that religion has influenced our civilization and culture since the early ages. All the political and social events has taken place only on the account of religion. Next is social history. This branch of history deals with the development of the family and its problem. Social institutions, their organizations, traditions, educations, agriculture, literature, etc. Its material is very vast. Social events are also linked with political events, and so indirectly social history deals with political history. So we can conclude after discussing all types of history that the scope of history is vast. It is the story of man in relation to totality of this behavior. The scope of history means the breadth, comprehensiveness, variety, and extent of learning experiences provided by the study. History deals with everything, with events including political, economic, social, cultural, religious, etc. It is from local to regional, national, and international. It starts with the past, makes present its sheet anchor, and points to the future. Events like wars, revolutions, rise and fall of empires, fortunes and misfortunes of great empire builders, as well as the masses in general, are all the subject matter of history. Therefore, we can conclude that the scope of history is very, very, very wide. Thank you very much.